Good morning, children. Welcome back to the social session where we were learning about the expansion of democracy in Libya. The situation in Libya, we tried to understand in the previous class, children. Libya is being ruled by a military dictator called as Muammar Gaddafi, who came to power in 1960s, and because of its huge oil resources, Libya has become one of the wealthiest countries in the Africa. And yesterday at the end of the class, I have told to you, I have shared with you about Arab Spring, children. The democratic movements which started spranging up in countries like Tunisia, it started slowly expanding to spreading to other countries like Egypt, Yemen, and even to Libya, and finally even spread to Syria also. These are democratic revolutions wanted people's participation in the government, and they wanted to put an end to such kind of dictatorial rulers. Even though Libya has achieved some kind of development under the dictators, but still people participation was very less, and people started a change, wanted a change in the government setup. So in cities like when it comes to Libya, in cities like Benghazi is a very important city in Libya. So the civic amenities were very deplorable. Civic amenities बोले तो क्या है जी? Okay, drainage canals, roads, पानी दिलाना, lighting, these all called as the civic amenities. That means civilians को जो लोगों के लिए जो वसत चाहिए वो नहीं था. Those conditions were very bad, and a large number of its citizens were also unemployed. जैसे इधर है अभी unemployment, वैसे भी उससे भी ज़्यादा unemployment उधर cities में था. And many families did not have a stable income. हर महीना एक stable income आने का source नहीं था. इसके वजह से people from across the country began to interact through internet and mobile phones to share their misery. So ये ज़माना जो था 2010 में मोबाइल फ़ोन्स आ चुका था मार्केट में और इंटरनेट आ चुका था. इसके वजह से पीपल स्टार्टेड शेयरिंग देयर फीलिंग्स, शेयरिंग देयर माइजरी अमॉन्ग अदर पीपल थ्रू दीज मीडियम, थ्रू द इंटरनेट, थ्रू द मोबाइल फ़ोन्स. In early January 2011, so this is the first incident, children. In January 2011 में what happened is a group of people began to protest against over delay in the building up of houses and political corruption in the city of Baida in northern part of Libya. It began with peaceful street march. पहले जनवरी 2011 में एक हाउसिंग स्कीम, एक हाउसिंग बनाने का जो स्कीम था वो बहुत डिले हो रहा बोल के एक स्ट्रीट प्रोटेस्ट शुरू करे थे. स्ट्रीट प्रोटेस्ट बोले तो गली में उसके निरसन व्यक्त करना शुरू करे थे. बट देयर वर अटेम्प्ट्स बाय पुलिस टू क्रश इट डाउन. पुलिस क्या करा, उसको क्रश करने के लिए, उसको सप्रेस करने के लिए प्लान करा था. एंड दीज प्रोटेस्ट स्प्रेड टू अदर सिटीज. स्लोली what happened, these protest from the city of Baida, it started spreading to other cities also. By February these protests began to take a violent turn. जनवरी में पीसफुल था, वो खाली स्ट्रीट प्रोटेस्ट था और एक ही सिटी बैदा में हुआ था. मगर पुलिस क्रश डाउन के वजह से ये दूसरे सिटीज़ को भी फैलना शुरू करी, स्प्रेड होना शुरू करी. एंड बाय फरवरी इट स्टार्टेड टर्निंग इनटू वायलेंट. एंड इन द सिटी ऑफ Benghazi, people marched against the police. There were firing, people got injured, and people also got killed. A section of people also began to get arms and weapons also for themselves. People लोगों इच weapons ले आना शुरू करे और पुलिस के खिलाफ फायरिंग करना शुरू करे. These rebels included a group of professional soldiers also who were unhappy with the military ruler who had left the government's army, but a majority were ordinary people. A section of the people were the retired soldiers were there who left the government army, but majority of the people were there, ordinary people like lawyers were there, workers were there, engineers were there, teachers were there, students were there. A coalition of all groups that opposed the Gaddafi government came together. Gaddafi के खिलाफ जो भी था वो पूरा इकट्ठा होके they started protesting against to the government now. The security forces also fired on these people. Protesters attacked the government buildings, and they also captured the local radio station also. People demanded different things from renewing the earlier constitution to establish a multi-party democracy. The Gaddafi government also tried to gather its supporters and stage demonstrations in support of him. ओके गडाफी का सपोर्टर्स एक तरफ, गडाफी के खिलाफ एक तरफ, दोनों ग्रुप के बीच में इट स्टार्टेड बिकमिंग लाइक ए सिविल वॉर. इन द डेज दैट फॉलोड देर वॉज ए मेजर सिविल वॉर. उसका सपोर्टर्स एक तरफ और उसके खिलाफ जो था उसका अगेंस्ट एक ग्रुप. सो इन लोगों के बीच में फाइट वॉज कंसिडर्ड एज ए सिविल वॉर. ऑर्डिनरी पीपल आर्म्ड देमसेल्स, दे गॉट वेपन्स फ्रॉम द अदर प्लेसेस ऑल्सो, while some army members also joined the people. Gaddafi used his army to kill people who participated in the protest movement, and he came down, he crushed down even with the air force also. Many powerful countries in the world like United States were keen to interfere into this matter, where he started to end the Gaddafi rule, where he attacked his own people with the air force. So that were favorable to them. So this is the end of Libya, children, where on 12th November 2012, as a result of free and fair elections, which over 100 political parties had participated and 200 representatives were elected, they have also formulated an interim constitution. That means for time being a constitution was also framed by them in 2012. There is a possibility and hope for a democratic government in Libya after that, even in the future. So the international community is watching Libya to see if democracy will be success in Libya even after that. So in next unit we will see about, in next session we will see about the revision of the second formative assessment, children. Thank you, children.